Hi ladies. So I want to share with you something that I've been kind of mulling around in my head lately. And one of the things that I'm discovering is that life is one of those things that you never get a chance to get used to because it's constantly changing. And so it's like you can get into a really great routine, but something along the way inevitably happens that disrupts it. And so you either have to start all over or you have to readjust some things or you just have to nix it completely because it's just not working anymore. And so it's like you can get frustrated because it's like you have this really great thing going, but now it's not working anymore. And I think that that's just going to constantly happen. And I don't think that there's anything any of us can really do about it because it doesn't matter what we end up doing. It's just something's going to change. And not only that, I just think that we're just very, very busy people. And I think it's a very Americanized culture too, is that we really associate and pride ourselves in being busy. And we also associate busyness with being productive. And I think especially we as women, we would actually pride ourselves in our ability to multitask. And I think any of us would probably even say that we're really good at multitasking, or it's the only way we even know how to live is to multitask, or maybe it's just the only way that thing can ever get accomplished in your house is by multitasking. But I'm just going to kind of put this out there and say that I really believe that no one multitasks well. I just don't think that it's possible. It's possible, but I don't think anyone can multitask and do it well. And what I mean by that is that in the midst of you multitasking, how's your attitude in the midst of that? How is your relationship with your kids or your spouse? And what's the mood like in your household in those moments when you're just trying to accomplish things done? And not even that, like how is your stress level at the end of the day? Are you just tired? Are you able to just relax, or are you tuning out? Because I think that there's a difference between being able to relax and rejuvenate and then just turning your brains off and not thinking about anything at all, which really what you're doing is just avoiding the inevitable of all the things that you have to do again to multitask the next day. And so I think we just find ourselves, we're just constantly exhausted and tired, and what ends up happening through time is that we kind of end up feeling like we just can't do anything right. And I think that's kind of like that mommy guilt thing too, where it's like, yeah, we can get all this stuff done, but then we always feel like, but I don't really feel like I'm really present. I don't feel like I'm spending enough time with my kids, or my marriage is suffering because of it. And, I think that we just find ourselves in this place where, we do things well enough, but I don't think very many of us can really just say that we do things really, really well, or we start something and we finish it in the time frame that is realistic, and or in the time frame that we want to get things done. Because I tell you what, it took me 6 months to finish my kitchen, and in those 6 months I was constantly frustrated with myself. It's like, why can't I just finish this one thing, like getting my kitchen done? But I mean, life happens and we're busy, and I'm getting things done all over the place because there's the everyday things that have to get done, and then there's my business and all these things. And so I'm so used to multitasking and getting everything done all at once that when it comes down to time to do just one simple task, I don't know how to do it. I just don't know how, because I'm so used to doing things well enough that when it comes time to doing something that needs to be done well, I just don't know how to do it. And I think that that's really true in just direct sales, because I think that we are in a business where you have to do it well in order for you to have success with it. Because if you're not able to do it well, it's very easy to get frustrated. It's very easy to just think like, I just don't have enough time to do this business, so I just need to give it up because it's taking over my life and my stress, and I just don't have the time. But the thing is like, even if you gave up on your business, the thing that we tend to do is that we always fill it with something else, because that's all we know how to do, is to be busy, because we think that if we're not constantly busy, then we're just not very accomplished or we're not being productive. But because we're constantly busy, we're not able to do anything well. And so we end up beating up ourselves and feel like we just can't do anything right. And then we just get frustrated and unmotivated and lazy and unproductive. And then we start all that negative self-talk. And then we just think like, oh, like, why can't I just do anything right? And I think that it's really not a matter of finding more time in your day to accomplish things, because the thing is, every single one of us has the same amount of time. But what works for you is going to work differently for everybody else. So it's not about doing the same thing that somebody else is doing. It's trying to find balance in your own life. And what works for you is just, it's one of those things where you kind of have to figure it out. So I can't really tell you an answer for how you're supposed to, find balance in your life and business. But what I am just trying to kind of put out there is just kind of the awareness of where you're at. If you're finding yourself frustrated or unmotivated, it's probably because you're trying to do too much in your day, or you have unrealistic expectations for what you can and want to do. And I know that that's one big thing for me, is that I might be capable of doing everything that I want, but it's not realistic because my life circumstances are very different. So while I am capable of doing my business well, I need to understand and realize that my family is such that I can't put all my focus and energy into my business that I want. Because what was happening is that I was multitasking my life and my kids and my business all together in one day. And so I was looking at like, okay, I have to get dinner done, and then I have to do my follow-up, and then I need to post something on the team page, and then I got to get laundry done, and then I got to make sure that I'm helping my kids with their homework, and then I need to, do some mailings, I need to make more samples, and then I have to get my kids, verses memorized for them so that they can get ready. And then I got to help my husband with, something else. It's just like all these things. And so what I was doing was I was trying to do everything all at once in one day. But what was happening is like I'm not able to do anything very well. And so I just end up frustrated. And the easiest thing to do is to think of like, okay, well, I have to get rid of all these other things to do. So I'm going to step down from this area, and then I'm going to just kind of give up Jamboree for a little bit, and then I'll come back to it when my life gets more put together. But life doesn't get put together. And so the issue is not trying to find more time or make more time. It's trying to find balance so that you can accomplish everything that you need to get accomplished and feel like you still have the time that you need to do your business and to do it well. And I think one of the first steps in being able to do things well is, first of all, we need to give ourselves grace to realize that we're probably not going to be able to do everything that we want to get done. Like that would be great. In an ideal world, it would be wonderful to be able to do everything really, really well. But sometimes we have to realize like, okay, I'm probably not going to be able to do everything. So what is most important? Like when you wake up in that, you have that day. Sometimes it's easier to just kind of deal with the day. I know that, I want to be careful about, putting too much, of my faith in, my trainings and stuff, but my faith is what drives me to do everything. But one of my favorite scriptures is, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will take care of itself. Instead, what we need to do is just kind of focus our energy on today. What is bringing me joy today? What is going to help my stress level today? And a lot of that is just what is most important for today. And if today is the day where I need to just kind of get my household cleaned up, then that's all I need to focus on that day. Because there's other things we have to do, like there's dinner and there's, homework and all those things. But in order to feel like that day was done well, I need to just focus only on one single task and be able to start it and finish it and do it well, so that I can go about the rest of my day and accomplish that. And I need to also be okay that I don't have time to do something else. And you might have time to do it, but I think the trick is to force ourselves not to do it and to just kind of focus our energies on just this one little task, whether that's laundry or just getting meals ready for the week or just helping and just staying present with your kids and just listening to their stories and listening to them and what they have to say, and to really get to know my kids and just work on the relationship, or make time for my spouse and just, be present in the moment and not have my brain thinking about all the things that I could be doing or should be doing. What I need to be doing is just focus on the one task at hand, and then tomorrow I can do that again. It could be because I spent today working on and finishing a project and doing it well. Then the next day, that's done. That is just out of my head and I don't have to worry about it anymore. So then I can focus on the next thing that I need to do and throughout the day. And it takes a while to figure this out. And again, this probably isn't helpful because I'm not giving you an actual, how do you get this done? But I think it's just realizing that we are not able to do everything. And so we need to first pick and choose what we need to get done that day and just focus on that one thing. And if you finish it, great. Don't start anything else. Just be okay with doing that one thing and doing it really well, because then you can focus on all the other things that you really should be focusing on, which is your life and family, or maybe it's self-care. And so, anyways, those are just some of the things that have been on my heart and my head. And again, it's really hard, because I am a multitasker. I'm a doer. It's really hard for me to just feel like I need to just sit and do nothing. But what I am finding is that when I am not trying so hard to accomplish a whole bunch of things all at once, and I can just focus my energy on just one thing, I find that I have a lot more peace. Where, yeah, I wish that I had more time to get things done, but I'm able to be okay with other things not getting done that day, because I'm focused more instead on something that's more important for that day. And then the next day I can deal with the other things that are swirling around my head. And so, anyways, I'm done rambling. And so, again, I don't think anybody can multitask well. And so the issue is not having more time. It's the issue of being realistic in the time that you have and being okay with not accomplishing everything, and to just kind of find balance in that. Because I do believe that we can do life and business, and I think that we can do it all, but we have to find sanity and just have the right mindset and expectation for how we are doing things, so that when it does come time to focus your energy on Jamberry, if you are focusing on the important things in life, then you'll be able to know what needs to be done in your business. And so if you're trying to do a whole bunch of things in your life and then you do the same thing with your business, it gets really hard trying to find that, like, what should you be working on? Because you're so used to working on everything that, everything seems really, really big, when most of the things that we have to get done, they're really small. But because we try to mold them all together, everything just seems so big and overwhelming. But if we can just kind of focus each day on getting one or two things done, I think we'll find that we can not only get those things done and feel accomplished, we start to see that we really do have plenty of time to do what we need to do and to feel like we can do them well. And so it's just about being balanced and realistic, and also having grace on yourself. So anyways, that's what was on my heart and my head. So would love to hear your thoughts on what it is that I just said, or if you want me to clarify things. So I'm done talking. So thanks for listening.